Can we talk a bit about Whitney's drug problem? When did that?
I don't want to talk about that. That has nothing to do with this documentary or anything that I want to speak about.
Okay, you don't want to talk about it, but obviously it's
Not at
it's
all.
the thing that so it's important, isn't it?
That's not what.
Anyone who has followed Bobby Brown over the years knows he has been leaving clues for a long time. He has shared them in interviews, in his memoir, and during emotional moments. It almost felt like he was trying to tell people the truth without saying everything directly. Many people believe Bobby has known what happened to Whitney Houston and what led to her death. At the same time, Bobby has always seemed careful with his words. It looked like he was afraid to name a certain person. That made people wonder if the person he feared was Clive Davis. Now that may finally be changing. Insiders claim Bobby is no longer interested in staying quiet. They say he wants to speak about how he was blamed for years, while, in his view, other people also played important roles in the events surrounding Whitney's death. If those reports are true, people could finally hear the full story from his side.
No, I didn't introduce to Whitney at all. We did this together. There was no introducing her to anything. She already knew what she knew about.
By now, most people have heard that Clive Davis passed away peacefully at his home in Manhattan on June 22, 2026, at the age of 94. His family confirmed his passing after a recent hospitalization for an upper respiratory infection. The reaction online has been very mixed. While many people recognized his long career in the music business, others focused on the influence he had over artists and their careers. Some people are even saying that his passing could encourage former industry figures and artists to speak more openly about experiences they previously kept private. There's growing speculation that old agreements may no longer keep certain stories out of the public eye, and many are waiting to see if new claims or personal accounts will finally come forward. There have been stories for years about how Clive Davis treated artists like Luther Vandross. Similar claims have also been made about the late Phyllis Hyman. Some people have alleged that her career was pushed aside while Whitney Houston became the main focus. Those claims have never been established as fact, but they have remained part of the conversation for a long time. There is no doubt that Clive played a major role in Whitney's success and helped shape many of the biggest moments in her career. When a record executive signs an artist as successful as Whitney, the financial rewards can become enormous. Over time, disagreements can happen when artists want more control over their music, their business decisions, and their earnings. That kind of conflict has been common throughout the music industry for decades. More control for the artist can also mean less control for the people managing the business side of their career. Some people believe Whitney eventually found herself caught in that kind of struggle. There has also been speculation that she shared private concerns with Bobby Brown about people around her and about the pressure she faced in the industry. Those claims have been widely discussed over the years, but they remain unverified. When people look back at the events surrounding Whitney Houston's death, many still find the timeline unsettling. Reports stated that her body remained in the hotel room for hours after emergency responders pronounced her dead. At the same time, a high-profile party downstairs continued as scheduled while investigators moved through parts of the hotel. Guests dressed in formal gowns and tuxedos reportedly continued walking toward the event as the investigation unfolded nearby. That contrast has continued to raise questions and spark discussion ever since. It is one of the details that many people have questioned for years. Some have wondered why events unfolded the way they did, and why so many decisions made at the time continue to be debated. That uncertainty has helped fuel many theories about Clive Davis and Whitney Houston. Some people have claimed that Whitney wanted more independence and greater control over her life and career, while others have speculated that powerful business interests benefited from keeping things the way they were. There is no verified evidence supporting those theories, but they have continued to circulate because of the questions that remain about the final chapter of Whitney's life. According to various reports, Whitney had been working towards sobriety and was trying to regain control of both her personal life and her career. Some people have alleged that not everyone around her supported those efforts because financial interests were involved. There have also been claims that Whitney shared some of these concerns with Bobbi Brown. Those claims have never been confirmed, and Bobby has spoken only selectively about that period of his life. There is another part of the story that has attracted a lot of attention over the years. Some people believe Whitney's daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, may have known more about what was happening behind the scenes. There have even been reports claiming she witnessed disagreements between Whitney and Clive Davis before Whitney's death.
Grammy time, and her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobbi Kristina was present for some of that fight.
Those reports remain unverified, but they have continued to spark discussion. If Bobbi Kristina was present during some of those conversations, it is understandable why people have wondered what she may have heard or understood at the time. That question has remained part of the public conversation for years. Many people have also pointed to the similarities between the circumstances surrounding the deaths of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown. On January 31, 2015, Bobbi Kristina was found unresponsive in the Georgia home she shared with Nick Gordon. She was discovered unconscious in a bathtub, a similarity that has led to years of speculation and public discussion, even though the two cases were investigated separately. She was rushed to the hospital, but sadly, she never recovered. Bobbi Kristina Brown died in hospice care on July 26, 2015. The Fulton County medical examiner ruled that her death resulted from drowning, along with drug intoxication. Even so, the medical examiner could not determine whether her death was accidental or intentional. The official report stated, "The underlying cause of death is the condition which starts the downhill course of events leading to death, and in this case is the immersion associated with intoxication. The pneumonia and encephalopathy are more immediate causes, which resulted from the immersion and intoxication." Because the manner of death could not be determined, the case has continued to generate discussion and speculation over the years. Some people have questioned whether Bobbi Kristina knew more about the challenges her mother faced, but there is no verified evidence to support those claims. Many questions have remained part of the public conversation. Did she ever share her concerns with Bobbi Brown or someone else she trusted? Did she have information that was never made public? Or are people connecting events because of the striking similarities between her case and Whitney Houston's? Those unanswered questions continue to be discussed, even though no evidence has confirmed the theories that have circulated for years. Bobbi Brown has spoken many times over the years about the deaths of Whitney Houston and Bobbi Kristina Brown. He has suggested that Nick Gordon may have played a role in what happened, and he has also hinted that the full story may be far more complicated than most people realize. Bobbi has even implied that more powerful people could have been involved, although he has not provided evidence to support those suspicions.
Nick Gordon, the things that are being said by him recently, how do you approach that?
He knows what happened. I don't know what happened that night.
Some people believe Nick Gordon became the main focus, while other possible questions were never fully explored. That remains speculation, and there is no verified evidence showing that anyone else was responsible for either death. Even so, many people continue to wonder whether Bobby will eventually reveal more about why he has made those statements over the years. At the same time, Bobby has faced plenty of criticism himself. He has admitted that he struck Whitney during a period when he was struggling with sobriety. He has also spoken about how their relationship became consumed by substance use. According to Bobby, there were times when they isolated themselves in one part of their home, while nannies cared for their daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, in another area of the house. Bobby has also been accused by some people of introducing Whitney to hard drugs, although he has consistently denied that claim. In his memoir, Bobby recalled seeing Whitney use cocaine before their wedding ceremony and claimed she even offered him some. According to his account, substance use became a major part of their relationship over time. Public attention intensified in the early 2000s as reports about Whitney's drug struggles became widely known, bringing intense media scrutiny that followed her for years. While the headlines and court appearances kept attracting attention, nothing put Bobbi Brown and Whitney Houston under a bigger spotlight than the reality series Being Bobbi Brown. The show premiered on Bravo in 2005 and followed the couple for several months, focusing mainly on Bobbi's career and their personal lives. Whitney was a major part of the series, and millions of viewers got a close look at their relationship. Bobby reportedly hoped the show would improve his public image, but many people felt it had the opposite effect. Instead of changing opinions, it highlighted the struggles in their relationship and the difficult moments they experienced together. One scene that viewers still remember involved Bobby describing an intimate and graphic incident involving Whitney. The moment received widespread criticism and became one of the most talked about parts of the series. Because of moments like those, some people believe Bobby is not the best person to speak about Whitney's legacy. Others see it differently. They point out that he spent years by her side and witnessed parts of her life that very few people ever saw. That has led many people to believe Bobby may have insights into her personal struggles that have never been fully shared with the public. Some people have also wondered whether Bobby held back certain details because he feared the influence of powerful figures in the music business. There is no evidence confirming that claim, but it has remained a topic of speculation for years. During much of that time, Bobby was often blamed for many of the problems in Whitney's life, while broader discussions about the pressures of the music industry continued in the background. Now, there is growing speculation that Bobby may be preparing to speak more openly about his experiences. Some reports suggest he wants to clear his name and explain how he viewed the people and business relationships that surrounded Whitney during her career. Whether he chooses to do that remains to be seen, but many people are watching to see if he will share new details about that chapter of his life. If Bobbi Brown does decide to speak in greater detail, a lot of people will be listening very closely. He has spent years making comments that many people viewed as incomplete, almost as if there were parts of the story he was not ready to share. That is one reason speculation keeps growing every time he gives another interview or revisits that period of his life. Even so, separating rumors from verified facts is important. Over the years, countless stories have spread across social media, television, and books about Whitney Houston's final years. Some of those stories have been supported by public records or first-hand accounts, while many others remain nothing more than claims that have never been proven. That has made it difficult for the public to know exactly what to believe. One thing that cannot be denied is that Whitney's passing left many unanswered questions in the minds of her fans. Those questions have continued for more than a decade, with every new interview and every new report bringing fresh debate about what was happening behind the scenes during the final years of her career. Now, with renewed attention on Bobbi Brown and his past comments, many people are wondering whether he will finally explain what he meant all along. If he chooses to speak, his perspective will almost certainly become part of the ongoing conversation surrounding Whitney Houston's life, her legacy, and the lasting impact she had on the music world. No matter where you stand on these stories, one thing is clear. Whitney Houston's life and legacy continue to spark discussion years after her passing. There are still questions that many people believe have never been fully answered. At the same time, it is important to separate confirmed facts from speculation, and to remember that many of the claims discussed over the years remain unverified. If Bobbi Brown decides to speak in greater detail in the future, his comments will almost certainly draw a lot of attention. Whether they answer old questions or create new ones, people around the world will be watching closely to hear what he has to say. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think there are still important parts of the story that have not been told? Do you believe Bobby Brown knows more than he has shared publicly? Or do you think the public has already heard everything that matters? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might be interested. Your support helps the channel continue bringing you more stories, updates, and deep dives into the biggest moments in entertainment. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.